Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. Good afternoon. So my name's David Smith, and I'm the CEO and founder of Any.io, and I'm here with my team today, and also our business partners, Aspire Power Solutions, are here, who support us in the Nigerian market. So we've been active in the Nigerian market now for approximately 2 years, and we have over 60 systems installed. But we've changed the product considerably recently, and we're launching a lot of new features. So we thought we'd come into Lagos, meet with some people who are in the industry, and let them know about the product and the features and benefits that it brings to both yourselves and your customers. The Any system, it's an energy monitoring system that has plug-and-play hardware that makes it very simple and easy to install. We have a mobile phone application and also a web application that enables you to view the data anywhere. And we provide insights that help optimize energy systems. So, obviously, Lagos has problems with power. We experience this quite often, every day, every single day. One of the solutions, or the main solution that people find, is to install generators, diesel generators, petrol generators. But there's a problem with this, in that they are both expensive to run and also highly polluting. So from local noise that they create and emissions that they create. So, as a solution, it's the only solution sometimes you have, but it's also the most costly solution. And I wrote it was 3 times the cost of grid power, but that was before all of the petrol prices increases that's come recently as well. So I imagine it's probably 5 times greater, the cost of power now. So a green and viable solution that's being pushed a lot more now and people are adopting much quicker is the addition of battery storage and solar. So you can store the energy from the grid or the generator to be used when the grid power goes off, and more commonly now with the solar panels as well. So you can generate electricity for free. But there's problems with this as well. First of all, there's a high initial cost that makes it difficult for people to actually buy it in the first place. And then the promised benefits are often lacking, not because of the problems with the manufacturing of the product or the installation of the product necessarily, but just naturally inefficiencies and problems arise. And without having any type of monitoring to understand what's happening, these things go undetected, and then down the line they cause major problems. So with a bank of batteries, for example, if you have one failure and that goes undetected, that single failure can result in the complete failure of the battery system. So our solution, we provide several benefits. First of all, we enable users to switch to renewable power. By providing them information on their entire energy system, we allow them to understand what the cost of their energy is and what the benefits would be in taking up renewable power. We help to improve the performance of the energy system as a whole, and ultimately we help to reduce the cost of power and increase reliability. So provide reliable power at the lowest cost. There's 2 sides to what we do. We have software and we have hardware. So with the hardware, they're plug-and-play sensors, IoT sensors that are Bluetooth, that you install on each of the energy assets. They send their data that can be received via a mobile phone application if you're on site, or with the data gateway that we have, then you can look at the information online via our web-based reporting. So if I talk you through the actual different elements of the system, the first part is, and this is the product that we started with as well, they're little sensors that go on lead-acid batteries. What we are able to do with these is monitor the temperature and the voltage of each battery within a battery bank, which helps us detect issues with individual batteries. And like I said before, one battery failing can cause a failure of the whole battery system. Very quick to install, plug and play. There's just 2 wires to install. And we have a couple of versions, but one version, it actually stores the history on the monitor itself. So if you're not interested in the online reporting, you want to view all the data locally on your mobile phone, you can see 30 days of history on each battery. And for more operations where the batteries just remain in float charge, they come with active balancing, and that prevents the battery voltages shifting too much from one and another. So that's a feature that's built into it. So with the EMB lead-acid battery monitor, you're able to monitor individual batteries within a battery bank, and we're able to detect that the battery bank is set up correctly in the first place, that it's not overcharging or over-discharging, that the temperatures are all okay, and if a single battery fails, we're able to detect that within the battery bank. The second piece of hardware is the EME DC energy monitor. So this is for monitoring the entire voltage and current in and out of a battery bank. So this is for the entire battery bank now. It's suitable for lead acid and lithium. With this, we monitor the voltage and the current of the bank. And again, it's plug and play, very quick, very simple, very easy to install. With this, we're able to tell you some important information, such as how long before a battery is fully charged or fully discharged. And coming soon as well, life remaining. So we can tell you how long before you need to replace a battery bank. So with this and combined with the EMB, we can identify issues early, helping you take corrective action, and then tell you how long it is before that bank needs replacing. So this product is coming soon, being launched in September, so only 3 months away now, and this is an AC energy monitor. So with this monitor, we can then monitor all of the energy generation and energy consumption with an entire energy system. So we can monitor the grid, generator, and solar. So this helps you see an energy system as a whole, and then you can see the usage profile and also understand the energy efficiency of a whole system. As I said, this is available in September. It works with all the other elements of the system, so you would just install it and it would work with whatever you've already bought. To view the data remotely, the final piece of hardware we have is a data gateway. So this sits on the side. It collects all the data from the monitors via Bluetooth, and it works with 2G, 4G, or Wi-Fi. It stores the data locally on the gateway itself, and when it has a signal, it will transmit the data up. So if the mobile signal drops out, the gateway keeps working and stores the data until it gets a signal back again. And if there is no mobile signal, or you've got a Wi-Fi hotspot, then we can just do Wi-Fi as well. Again, plug and play installation, automatic setup, so no specialist tools, no specialist training required. We've got one over here at the end of the presentation. I'll be able to show you how that works. But all you have to do is put power to it and it works out the box. So then we move to the software, which ultimately is what the product is. The hardware is just an enabler to collect data and then to provide information back to the user. So we have the mobile phone application called the eApp, the energy monitoring app. So this allows you to see the performance of the energy system, but from a local level. So when you're on site, this connects directly to monitors via Bluetooth on your mobile phone, and you can see the performance of each individual battery and the energy system as a whole. It can be used by the home or the business owner if they want to just check on how their batteries are, and it's a great service technician's tool which allows them to go to site and carry out their work much more efficiently and quicker than they can currently. So it's like almost having a voltmeter in your pocket. So if you want to be able to view the voltages of every single battery in the battery bank, you just open up the app, connect to the monitors, and it will show you all the voltages live of each one. There's quite a few things to show you, but I've just picked out a few of the different screens available. So on the first one, the home screen, it shows you what the total voltage and the total current of the battery bank is. It shows you if it's charging or discharging. In September, well, in fact, very soon as well, we'll be able to show you what the percentage charge of the battery bank is. And then we can show you, the middle screen is a data record screen. So you open up the app, you go to the data record screen, you press record, and it gives you a live recording of every voltage of every battery within range. So if you're a service technician, you can do a discharge test, you start discharging the batteries, and very quickly, any faulty batteries would become apparent due to the low voltage of that battery, and it records every single voltage and every temperature of every battery. This data can be shared, so if you want to share it with a manager or with the customer, you can send it to them via a CSV. It shows that you've been on site, it shows then the information of what you've just collected. And on the right-hand side, this is where you view each of the batteries individually. So we show you the live temperature and the live voltage of each battery. And if you connect directly to the monitor, you get a 30-day history of that individual battery. So you're on site, you've got a problem with your battery bank, you know which one it is, you can click on it and see what the history of that individual battery is. So you could have 40 batteries on site, but you can zoom all the way into the detail of a single battery. One of the cool features is that when you do identify a problem, you can connect to a single monitor with the app, and it's called a Find Me feature, and a blue light illuminates on that monitor. So you can imagine you've got a big battery bank, 10, 20 batteries. You know you've got a problem, but you don't know which one of the batteries is giving you the problem. So the different choices you've got, you can try and use a voltmeter. You can call out a service technician who goes around with a voltmeter. Or you just press click, Find Me, and a blue light illuminates. So you know immediately which battery has the problem out of a whole battery bank. Then we move on to the online reporting. So with the e-app, the mobile phone application, it's very much about being local, being on the site and connecting directly to the monitors. If you want to view the data remotely, maybe it's your business or your work or your customer's site, and you want to be able to log on and check how the system's working, then you need the data gateway. It sends the data up to the cloud, to our servers, and then this is where all the magic happens on the front, where we provide you information on the whole energy system. It allows you to identify issues early and take corrective action, and it gives you detailed information. I'll give you a quick overview, and anyone who's interested, I can go over much more detail at the end of it. We have a live demonstration that I can show you as well. But what we do, we start at a very high level where you can view a whole region. You know, if you've got 5 sites, 10 sites, 100 sites, you can log in, view the dashboard, and we can highlight which sites you need to look at that have got the problems. Once you know which site you want to look at, you can zoom into that site. You can view each of the different energy assets that you have. We highlight any problems that you might have, and then you can zoom in even further and go into an individual battery bank. You can see the energy efficiency, you can see what alerts you have on that battery bank and where action needs to be taken. All of the alerts that we generate, which is over 25, could be emailed out, but this is where you go in if you want to do the analytics. We have an analytics dashboard where you can go in and you can view anything from a single minute to a day to a week and view how the performance of an energy system has been progressing over time. So this is really the analytics side of things. And as I mentioned just before, we have over 25 unique alerts and notifications. All of these can be sent out by email. We're going to add SMS soon. So ultimately, if we do our job well with our reporting system, you don't even need to log in. If there's a problem on your site, we'll send you a message and tell you there's a problem. So you won't even need to log into it, which allows you then, you know, where we intend or what we do is identify issues really early, before they become big failures, before they cost you a lot of money. We can send you notifications really early on that allow you then to take that corrective action, the proactive corrective action, to prevent that failure. So just to give you an example on a few different sites. So this is a very simple installation if it was just a UPS battery system. And we did one of these just 2 days ago with Aspire, where we went in and they've got all 30 batteries installed with the monitoring equipment. So it's very quick, very simple to install. Each battery would be installed with the EMB battery monitor. You've got an EME monitoring the entire battery bank, the energy in, the energy out, giving you that energy efficiency. You've got the e-app for when you're on site and you're doing diagnostics to figure out which battery's got the problem. And then you've got the data gateway sending the information up to our cloud-based servers so you can view the information online. And once we have the AC energy monitor come September, then you'll be able to monitor an entire energy system. So this would be home, business user, and if they've only got one site, they might only want to be able to use the e-app. They connect directly to the monitors to gain insights and information on the performance of that energy system. And then if you've got a larger system, you want remote reporting, then you'd again have all the energy monitors, the battery monitors, looking at the data with a technician on site when they've got the e-app open and you've got the remote reporting. But just to give you an idea as well, for like a 30, 40 battery system, the installation time would be less than 1 hour. We can show you with the hardware how simple it is, but this is really quick, really simple to deploy. So what are the benefits? It's great having the monitoring, but there's got to be benefits to it. And the more sites we have, the more we are able to sort of confirm these figures, but we're able to reduce fuel costs by 10%. So you might ask why, how can we do that? How can we reduce fuel costs? But if your generator is what's charging the batteries and the batteries are inefficient, your generators will be running longer. So if you're not getting the right amount of hours that you wanted from your batteries, then you're running your generator instead. And it's a 10% reduction in fuel costs. By identifying issues early with the battery bank, allowing corrective action to be taken, you ensure that they work optimally and we spot issues early, then you can increase the battery life by up to 40%, which is a massive increase. So if a solar system, a renewable power system, life expectation is 10 years, and we can increase the battery life by 40%, you're not changing the batteries every 3 years or every 4 years, you're only changing them every 4 or 5 years. That's a massive reduction in cost. And reduced maintenance costs. With the mobile and the online reporting, we can reduce the amount of maintenance visits and at the same time reduce the time on site. So significantly reducing the operations and maintenance costs of a system as well. And it's very difficult to tell you exactly, in a very short presentation what the cost of our system is. So we're just given one example because, there's infinite amounts of different configurations for energy systems. So we've just picked out one, which would be a large residential or a small commercial business. So where we've sort of worked out that the energy system cost will be about 5.5 million naira. But to monitor that with the hardware and just the e-app on its own, so the hardware and the mobile phone application, would be approximately about 150,000 naira. So that only represents 2.7%, so approximately 3% of the energy system cost. So if you're selling this or if you're buying a brand new solar system with batteries and an inverter, it's a very minimal cost to add monitoring on top of it. And the savings make it a no-brainer, right? The ROI is typically within 6 months of buying our system, you'd get a return on it. And then if you want to add the reporting as well, so you're a business owner, you want to be able to view what's going on remotely, and you want to add the reporting, the data gateway, and the online subscription cost, the costs go a bit higher, but it's still only 6.6% of the total energy system cost. So still relatively small. When you think that you can reduce fuel costs by 10%, you can increase battery life by 40%, adding 6% onto the initial cost of the purchase of the energy system, it's a very small amount. It's not a big amount of money to do. So that's it in summary. So we help users make that switch to renewable power, and we improve the performance of energy systems, ultimately increasing the reliability and decreasing the cost. So that's the presentation for today. Thank you very much. Is there any questions at all that I can take?